Do you strength train? And if you do, what is your why? Why do you do it? My personal why has changed a few times over the years. I'll tell you a quick story about my current why. A few years ago, my dad had lent our daughters his Big Bear four-wheeler. Our girls loved it. They would rip around our property. We had 10 acres and they would just drive that four-wheeler all over the place. No problem. Every single day they would go out, they'd have fun, they'd park it, come back in, everything was great. Until it was a beautiful sunny day, I was inside the house, the girls were on their four-wheeler, and then all of a sudden I heard screaming. It was just the girls and I at home, Jay was at work, so I run outside and I'm trying to find where the screaming is coming from. Our backyard had a slope going down into the forest, into the trees. All I could see as I ran out was my daughter Daisy's legs and the four-wheeler on top of her. Her head was downhill, her legs were uphill, and the four-wheeler was rolling towards her head. So not only was I trying to lift the four-wheeler up off of Daisy, but at the same time trying to hold it back from rolling down over her head. As I'm trying to lift the four-wheeler up off of Daisy, my forearms are shredding. They are tearing. She's crying, she's screaming underneath the four-wheeler. I keep trying to pull it. It's not working. All of a sudden it clicked and I realized my legs are my most strong muscle group. So I squatted down deep and I put my back and shoulders underneath the four-wheeler, and then with all my might, I just squatted the four-wheeler up off. As I squatted the four-wheeler up off of Daisy, Georgia and Sophie helped pull her out. I set the four-wheeler back down. We checked Daisy. She was okay, other than her legs had bruising and they had some marks on them. Obviously, she was shaken up and she was in shock, but she was okay. She was very fortunate. So this is one of my biggest whys and reasons for strength training and lifting and squatting. We never know when an accident like that can happen, and you might be the only person around. Will you be strong enough to take care of those you love? Or a stranger? It's never too late to start. We all have a whole new year ahead of us, 365 days to become the strongest, healthiest, most fit version of ourselves. Now you know my why. What is your why?